Wow. I don't believe the argument that these people have, especially this Al Zazeria guy. He's basically in there saying that Israel doesn't have the right to protect themselves because of the mere fact that they are a stronger power than uh, Hamas and the people in the Gaza Strip. Uh, that is a really, really weak argument. Um, if, if I had a fight with somebody and they were far bigger than me, and if I started it and walked up and provoked a fight, I wouldn't be saying this guy doesn't have a right to defend himself because he's far bigger than me and it's an unfair fight. And as for the civilians in the Gaza Strip, you know, I think the whole world goes out with sympathy towards them. The civilians have nothing to do with it, okay? And don't believe in Hamas and don't believe in their fight that Hamas is doing and the radical is Muslims and doesn't believe anything like that and don't believe in the Jews in Israel or the state of Israel. But they just want to live in peace, go to work, make their money, and live their lives in peace. Okay? I think everybody feels sympathy towards them. It's that simple. And also the people that live in Israel that are getting killed by rockets being aimlessly shot into Israel and killing civilians. Now, this guy from Israel who said that they are doing their best to minimize civilian casualties is far more than what Hamas is doing. Okay, far more. Even though their rockets are smaller and go in and maybe kill 4 or 5 people at one time if it's lucky hit into an apartment building or something. But Israel is trying at least to target military targets, meaning the Hamas leaders who are on the news saying, you know, kill Israel and we're going to keep up the fight and we're just going to keep on bombing them and we're going to do this until Israel's no more. I mean, you hear this from radical Muslims all the time that Israel doesn't have a right to exist because they're Jewish. Okay, first of all, racism. Second of all, are you freaking nuts? They're stronger than you. Okay, if I see 3 cop cars riding down the road here in America, I'm not going to run up and start kicking their doors. Because you know why? Because I'm going to get my butt kicked. What part don't you get? Okay? Here's what my advice to radical Muslims. Chill. Okay? Worship your false gods and pray to Allah and pray to Muhammad the pig and all the things you want to do. Do that, but leave the violence out. It doesn't get you nowhere. It gets you killed and gets all the people around you killed. Also, your argument of civilians is far overweighed by what your acts are doing. Anybody with a rational mind, okay, and equal to both sides. I'm talking about they don't care if all the Muslims die and they don't care if all the Jews die. They don't care about any of it, okay, because there are people like that in the world. But anybody with a rational mind can see through this, that the radical Muslims are wrong in their argument over superpowers and things like that, and over the Jews. The Jews are in there, just like the Americans took the land away from the Native Americans, the Indians, American Indians, which I am one, okay? And the Jews took the land away from the Arabs, as you say, but you know, you can go through time and look at the Jews were there, and then the Muslims, and then the Jews, and then the Muslims, and the Christians, and blah, 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 blah. And you go through all that stuff. Well, the Jews are there now. They're a superpower. The Americans are, the white man is in America now, and they're a superpower. The fight is over with. Live your life in peace. Both sides. Okay? And the Jews have the right to defend themselves, just like America has a right to defend themselves, just like I have a right to defend myself. If there's kids walking by my house whipping rocks at my house, they're going to get their little butts kicked, and I'm not going to hear like, well, you're bigger than them, and you know, You don't have a right to fight them because they're not as strong as you. No, they started the fight, they started the conflict, and I will finish it. End of story, man. Get over the stuff and get on with your life. I'm an American Marine, and I was proud to serve in the American Army.